saying that. My teacher was just so gentle with me, and what he went through in his life, the fact that he had so much trust and so much love to share, it was so transformational for me. I endured a lot of trauma.
I think it's okay.
It just completely changed my life, and I just really wanted to honor all the teachings that he shared with me. And he has so much to share, and I really felt that there's a lot of healing, not just through me, but through all our human people. We have so much to overcome. We aren't as separate as we see each other. We all need each other. We are all interconnected. We are part of nature. The trees need the plants and the insects. We also need each other. We need our old people to guide us. We need to guide our little ones. We need to be all together and interconnected. What started this film for me was he carved a canoe in another nation. And when he did so, he every day he'd come back and he was just so inspired by seeing all the community come together, the old people teaching the adults, and then the little children, little Sanam, coming and sitting with the elders and hearing the stories from another time. And to see the children take the chips back to the land, and then see the kids off in the water, and to hear the songs of their people, just really inspired him. He spent most of his life hidden away and really terrified to share any of the culture with the people because of being prosecuted for being who he was. And so it's just to see this film on the big screen and to share it with all of you is really surreal. It's hard to even grasp it, but I'm really hoping that it inspires you, and know that when you speak, to speak kindly, to share your love, to know that that love that you're carrying is from another time. Your grandfathers or your grandmothers from another time and place had so much love for each and every single one of you. They wanted you to echo that so that their little Sanam that they would never get to meet would feel that love from them through you. So I raise my hands to all of you.
Beau, that was beautiful. Thank you. Your film was gorgeous. I take a minute and honor that space. So my film was about my grandmother, who I didn't know, and it came about because I was the keeper of that story, and I'm getting older, and I thought it's important for me to communicate what I know. It didn't have to be a film, but the opportunity presented itself through the NSI Canada and DigiDocs program. And yes, that seemed to resonate with people who I shared it with. And so I just kind of followed the path as it opened up. And my hope is that the story, because in my family, you know, there were secrets and people didn't talk about things, and I know I'm not alone in that. So my hope is that me sharing the story about Flora, my grandmother, will help others who might have unanswered questions in their family to go and dig and ask the questions, even if it's hard, to find those answers.
Now, Kim, one of the things I noticed from the end credits of your film, you had some outstanding mentorship on this project. Both Alanis
sure
Obasawa
did.
and Elle Tailfeathers, who are
Yes.
both huge filmmakers in Canada, Indigenous storytellers.
Yeah.
How did their mentorship influence your work telling your family's story?
Well, their support has been incredible, and that was a real gift through the program, through the NSI Canada program, that they provided those kinds of teachings and mentors. And I will say Alanis Obasawa is a true legend gift for this country, and getting her to say yes to help me, like first-time filmmaker, is like, what? She said yes.
That must be a huge compliment too to your work.
No, you know what? It's a testament to her, like in her busy life and her schedule, that she is always giving. She is always looking for ways to teach and help younger people. Not that I'm young, but I'm younger than her.
That counts as younger.
Yeah. So she is just very giving in that way. And if there's an opportunity to mentor and teach, she's like, if she can do it, she'll do it. And she was right by my side through the whole process. And one of my favorite quotes from her was, "Words are sacred, and these stories matter." So it's important.
Now, teaching obviously is a large overarching theme, not just to both of your stories, but to a lot of Indigenous storytelling and filmmaking to begin with. But both of your stories, what stood out to me, both of you made these projects in honor of those who are not with us anymore, those who have passed on. What does it mean to the two of you personally to tell these stories, to honor the traditions and the work of the people who meant so much to you, both the family you didn't get to meet and the teacher who clearly had such an influence on you?
It was the only way to answer that. It's so healing, and to be able to share his words with all of you and to share that film. I'm hoping that his words echo through time and through space. Just a little closer. Yeah. Yeah. So I just really that journey of healing, and no matter where you are, the sorrow, the sadness, to know that you don't have to carry it anymore. You put it down. It's not for you to carry. Allow it to go back to the earth, to be reborn into love, into joy, into kindness. It's not for you to carry.
Well, for me, it was divine timing that I happened to have a granddaughter appear while I was in the middle of the program. And I'm like,
Grandkids make everything better.
that was a gift as well. So it felt like honoring my grandmother, who I never know, and being mentored by a woman who kind of felt like becoming a grandmother to me, and having a granddaughter at the same time kind of felt like a complete circle. And I'm just grateful I had the opportunity to get the story out and make Flora's life visible. I mean, I don't think there's that many films about Native women from the early 1900s. Generally, they're pictures that are black and white and unnamed Indian. And they have families and they are loved, and we want to honor them. So for me, that was how I feel about it.
Now, Beau, today has been a clearly emotional experience for you. See, you mentioned seeing this on the big screen. Today, seeing.
It is.
So what is
It
that
is.
experience for you like, getting to see the movie in a movie theater on the silver screen like?
It's unbelievable. Helping produce the film, you see little increments top, and it's just not even it's, God, is this project over yet? Right? It's like
It's from the beginning of this project, it's been about 2 years from when it was first booked at the school to when we're screening it today.
exactly. And it's for me, to see my teachers echoing through me and then through the children. He said that your healing journey never ends. You can only heal so far until you need to share it in order to continue that healing. And this film, I'm hoping that it touches you and that it resonates with you, and in return that comes back to me. And so I'm just so honored that this healing has taken place, that the children were such an integral role in this film. Seeing their laughter and their smiles and the way that they just interacted with that cedar, there's probably a couple 100,000 more hours of it's just insane, the amount of stories that those kids had, and it was so hard to edit which ones that we wanted to show. So
one of the stories that really stood out to me was one of the young boys asking you about the relationship of the tree. And he asked a question, and I think this is the lasting message that I'm taking away from today. He asked, the tree has given so much to us. Is there anything that the tree receives from us? Mm-hmm. And then you explained how each of the rings are a ring of kindness, and you can see the layers of joy and the sacrifice and the caring of the tree over time, and that's what it receives from us in return. This message of giving back, to me, I think is the lasting impression I'm taking away from today. What does it mean for us as an audience now to give back to the world as a whole?
A beautiful question. I'm hoping that when you leave here today, knowing that your words are sacred, knowing that the energy that we carry, the world around us is sacred. When we share our love with the world around us, it is ceremony. When you plant in your garden, when you walk through the trees, when you feel the wind blowing, and listening to the water roll over the stones in the water, it connects us all. And when we slow down and really start to connect with all these elements, we start to realize that we are part of all these things, and it enables us to stop harming the ones around us and the earth itself. So I'm hoping that we can change our small circles, and through that love, through that joy, there's a mycelium network beneath our feet in the old growth forests, and they all feed each other. They're all interconnected. Well, I feel that same way with love. When we share our love, when we share our joy, it interconnects all human beings, and it's very infectious. And it passes through each individual, stretching all around the world. That love that you share might reach all the way to Tokyo through one individual to another. Aichika.
You've answered a number of questions today. I'm going to mispronounce this, I'm sure of it. Aichika, could you share with us what that means?
Aichika is thank you. Yeah.
Kim, what does it mean through your story to give us the impression of giving back today? What does that message mean to us as an audience?
Well, I think the first thing we can give back is to ourselves. And I think that's where healing begins. And part of my process in making this film, it was a healing journey for me. As you could see, when I spoke about Flora with my mother, it was grief right away that never got healed. So I think we first need to give ourselves space and time to heal whatever pain and trouble that we've been carrying. And then in doing so, we find compassion and kindness and love and belonging to be able to give that to the people around us as we see them going through their journey.
We're almost out of time for today, want to make sure we give some time to the audience. If anyone here has any questions that you would like to ask either Beau or Kim. Hello, in the back, yes. What is the turning point from the documentary for each of them in which the story was going one way and then it turned into something else? Sorry. Where the story became, I'm sorry, with the moment where you thought the story was going one way and was then completed, what was that turning point in the filming process?
Well, I will say for me, it's a short film, which is restricting. It was shot during COVID. So I couldn't access community for putting anybody at risk. So it was my first time making a film, which goes to prove that you're never too old to try something new. And I don't know if I had like a turning point. There were obstacles, and I'd say I just learned a lot about filmmaking. And you know, I just really wanted to find a way to tell the story and honor my grandmother. So I don't know if that really applies to me, but I'm sure it does for Beau.
Beautiful question. Thank you. I always relate back to the teachings, and my teacher would, like I said, your healing journey is not complete until you share it. And when the little Sanam would come up and they would share their stories with me, I spent a lot of years hidden away. No one knew who I was. I was just in a canoe shed carving. The doors were closed. It was not public. And even the community didn't really know. And when he passed away, I knew that I could continue to live hidden away, or I could come out and share. And it was really tough for me with my trauma. And always hiding away. When the little children came up and shared their stories of healing, when they took the cedar chips home with them and they talked about the prayers that they had, it altered my healing. It gave me strength and courage to keep doing this work. It was life altering for me. And so I had already altered my life path. But when I started to share it with the little children, it completely altered the path again on this journey. Let's go.
We're over time now, unfortunately. However, I do have one more final quick question for Beau. Do you have a plan to replicate this program with any other schools in the future?
I would love that.
That means is interested schools should get in contact.
Yes.
Yes. You hear that?
Yes.
You could have a boat at your school coming to a lawn and soccer field near you. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking Beau Wagner and Kim Stadfeld for their wonderful films and their contributions to the documentary program. Just a reminder, both these films are eligible for the Audience Choice Awards. If you would like to vote for either of these pictures for the Audience Choice Prize, you can do so by going online to your Eventive account where you bought your ticket for today and choosing the film to vote there. Someone who votes for any of the movies across the whole festival wins a cruise for two to the Mediterranean, so you should absolutely take the time and go vote for your favorite movies. We have some other outstanding programs today. We have 6 more events taking place here at film.ca cinemas. Tickets are available at the front desk and also at OFFA.ca. If you're watching at home, why aren't you here? You could be in the theater watching movies right now or in 40 minutes when the next one starts. But either way, you should be here coming to see some movies today for the last day of OFFA. With that in mind, that concludes this morning's program. My name is Tyler Collins. It's been my honor to be one of your co-hosts today. Have a safe trip home. Thanks for coming, everybody.